Ginger Rogers did everything that Fred Astaire did. She just did it backwards and in high heels. That is a quote from Ann Richards, who was the governor of Texas, I believe, from 1991 to 1995. It was done at the Democratic National Convention in 1988, and the reason why I am saying that quote is because it is part of the title of this book here, Backwards and in Heels by Alicia Malone, who is someone whom I've been a big fan of for many, many years. She is a cinephile, she is a film journalist, she is just a film fan in general, and this book is a bit of a passion project for her. It is a book about something that is not really touched upon a lot when it comes to film books or autobiographies or anything like that in general, and it is particularly centered around the role of women in film, particularly in Hollywood, from the beginning all the way up until modern times. The film is more of a highlight of certain women and their roles and their importance in film history, as well as highlighting the unequal opportunity that they have had. Unfortunately, women have been relegated in Hollywood into certain roles, into certain aspects of the industry, when they are capable of so much more. They are capable of being producers, directors, heads of studios, cinematographers, art directors, editors, all of those things. And this book touches upon several of those women whom I was not familiar with at all. Some of them, of course, I knew as being famous actresses or being a part of film production and things like that. But most of the women in this film I had not known about, and their impact on film and really the strength of their artistic ability. And that is what is so great about this book, is that it makes you want to read more. It makes you want to delve into these women's lives extensively, go out and read certain biographies, watch certain documentaries, watch the work that many of these women have done in general. And what I also really love about this book is that in the back here, there is a bibliography of all of the books in which Alicia Malone delved into to get all of her information. So you can just go right in and find those books online or at libraries or wherever. And also what I really love about this book is the way in which the information is portrayed to us is done so in a rather conversational way, in a rather normal way. Alicia Malone is not a scholar. She is not someone who is delving deep into certain thematic works or anything like that. She's speaking to us as a regular person, as a regular film fan, sitting at home, watching movies, going out to movie theaters, and things like that. The book delves into not only filmmaking aspects of the world of women in film, but also certain groups and organizations that are fighting for equal rights for women in Hollywood and in cinema in general. And it gets rather technical and rather interesting because I wasn't aware of how far back some of the institutions go, delving into the inequality of women in film, which has become a problem that has been brought to the forefront now, where we are more well aware of who is making the movies, who is part of the industry, who are making big decisions. And unfortunately now we are also seeing that women have been treated very, very terribly at times in the world of Hollywood cinema. A lot of things that are coming out now are slowly being revealed of how women were treated as just sexual objects and things of that nature. And they are just terrible, horrible horror stories that are coming out. And what is interesting is that this book came out before any of these things were really revealed. I mean, it is no big secret that Hollywood has been a rather misogynistic place for decades now, going way, way back to the Hollywood studio system back in the 30s and 40s. And the book really delves into a lot of those things that back then that were kind of setting up that typical foundation that we are now accustomed to seeing, unfortunately. I just thought that the timing was rather interesting in that respect. Also, when it comes to negative negative aspects of this book, there aren't really many for me personally. They're more nitpicky things, like sometimes there will be a word missing in a sentence, or sometimes she'll reference a date that a movie came out and it won't be the right year or something like that. But those are nitpicky, minor things that really don't take away any of the information that's put in this book. Also, I was kind of surprised about some of the women that Alicia decided not to discuss in this film. Specifically, someone whom I know she is a big fan of in Katharine Hepburn, I thought would have been an interesting kind of look at her impact in cinema. And she does delve into people like Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. I kind of wish she delved into those people a little bit more, kind of the bigger names. Elizabeth Taylor as well. But my rationale behind that is there have been so many books and documentaries and movies and whatnot of those big name actresses and women in Hollywood history that she wanted to highlight more people who don't get a lot of talk when it comes to iconic women in film. So this book definitely delves into all of those things, and I cannot recommend it enough. You can buy it on Amazon right now. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. You can get it online. You can get it in stores. They perhaps have it at your local library. I'm not quite sure. But any way you can, please support Alicia and everything she does. She's really one of the nicest, most personable people and a true film fan. I know I don't normally do book reviews, but I thought this was a special occasion, so definitely check this book out. Also, if you like this video, please check out the other videos on my channel.